Cliff, I really do, don't you? I don't think they should be made to apologize for anything they do. For example, if I paint my fingernails green, and well, it so happens I do paint them green, and if someone were to ask me why I think it's pretty, well, I think it's pretty! That's what I'll say! So Cliff, if someone were to ask you about you and I one day, you have exactly two alternatives. You can either say, yes, it's true, we're living in delicious sin, or you could simply tell them the truth and say, I met this perfectly marvelous girl in this perfectly wonderful place as I lifted a glass to the start of a marvelous year. Before I knew it, she called on the phone, inviting. Next moment, I was no longer alone, but sat reciting some perfectly beautiful verse in my charming American style. How I dazzled her senses was truly no less than a crime. Now I'm this perfectly marvelous girl in my perfectly beautiful room, and we're living together and having a marvelous time.
Sally, I'm afraid you're much too distracting.
Distracting? No, inspiring. She tells me perfectly marvelous tales of her thrillingly scandalous life, which I'll probably use as a chapter or two in my book. And since my stay in Berlin was to force creation, what luck to fall on a fabulous source of stimulation, and perfectly marvelous too is her perfect agreement to be just as still as a mouse while I'm giving my novel a whirl. Yes, I'm a highly agreeable life in my perfectly beautiful room with my nearly invisible, perfectly marvelous girl. Oh, that's the taxi man. Oh, hello, taxi man. I'll just put them anywhere. I'll unpack later. Can you just let me have 3 marks? That just includes the tip.
Yeah, here's 4.
Thank you. So quite seriously, Cliff, please may I stay?
Sally, I can't afford that.
Only for a day or 2, please.
I met this perfectly marvelous girl in this really incredible town, and she skillfully managed to talk her way into my room. I have a terrible feeling I've said a dumb thing. Besides, I've only got one